Okay, Kal Halal, Watifaraf, Wakabod, Watifaraf, La Yahuwah, Bashem, Hamoshiach, Yehoshua. All praises, honor, and glory to the Most High. Okay, there's some things that and as well, Shalom Lekam. All right, peace, blessings, and safety to all of you out there. Okay, there's some things that I came across, or actually that I've known for quite some time. However, a good example here makes things obvious. We just passed the feast or the memorial blowing of trumpets. Okay, and that was, well, you see the map here that I have up. It was September. It was on Tuesday at sunset, started that day, because we know that the new moon is the first sign of light that shines upon the dark moon. Okay, and that's according to Enoch, the book of Enoch. Okay, the book of Enoch here, chapter 78. We're just getting right into it. Chapter 78, verse 12. So it says right here at the book of Enoch, chapter 78, verse 12. And on the first day, she is called the new moon. For on that day, the light rises upon her. Okay, so that right there, no need to go any further. That one precept proves what the new moon looks like. And, you know, it proves all the questions. It shows all the or answers all the questions. Okay, so again, we know that the new moon is the first sign of light, that slither of light that rises upon the moon, according to the book of Enoch, chapter 78, verse 12. So here is the calendar. Okay, now anyone can Google 2021 memorial blowing of trumpets. Okay, or memorial blowing of trumpets 2021. Here we have here, and it shows you now. I mean, I didn't have to even Google it because, again, I follow the book of Enoch, where it says that the new moon, the first sign of light upon the new moon, or upon the moon, is the new moon. Right? So we know that that day would coincide with September 8th. Right? And if you know anything about Hebrew Israelite custom and culture, you celebrate a day. A day begins at even. So from even to even, that's according to the book of Genesis, the first chapter. Okay, so here you would actually celebrate memorial blowing of trumpets on sunset. It would be the sunset of Tuesday. Okay, right here, the sunset of Tuesday, the 7th, to sunset Wednesday. That would be the 8th. So from sunset to sunset, from the 7th sunset to the 8th sunset, the 8th being the first day of making it the memorial blowing of trumpets of the month. Okay, so if that's the case, I mean, there's a bunch of questions to ask. If that's the case, then why are we celebrating? Now, if this is the new moon here, why are we celebrating the Sabbath still on a Saturday? Okay, if you can count from and anyone could, you know, you can count from the 8th day to the 11th day here, the 11th day being Saturday. So you count. We start here on the 8th day. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 11th would make it the 4th day. That means for people who celebrate the Sabbath on a Saturday, we're beginning at Friday sunset to Saturday sunset. You're starting on the 4th day. You're celebrating the Sabbath on the 4th day. And that's an unclean and impure day to celebrate the Sabbath. And in actuality, the Most High Sabbath would begin on Monday sunset which is the 13th, to Tuesday sunset, Tuesday being the 14th of the month of September. That would be the 7th day. Okay, so let's just count from the 8th of September. We have 1, The 9th would be the 2nd day. The 10th would be the 3rd. The 11th of September would be the 4th. The 12th of September would be the 5th. The 13th of September would be the 6th day. And the 14th of September would be the 7th day. Okay, now we know what the Most High said regarding his scripture. Okay, he said here, if you start here at Exodus chapter 16, verse 26, it says, 6 days ye shall gather it, but on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none. Right, that's basically the text is referencing or highlighting to gathering the bread, the manna from heaven. However, back to the fact of the matter, again, is just to show that this won't be a long stream. However, for all of you celebrating the Sabbath, this isn't any kind of rough kind of reproof. No, we're just exploring the days and just counting, just making logic of, if you celebrated the memorial blowing of trumpets if you started the sunset of the 7th, right, and you closed the sunset of the 8th, right, the 8th being the first day, okay, or actually the sunset of the 7th beginning the first day, okay, then your Sabbath can't fall 4 days later. It can't. Why? Because we know, again, if we go back to the scripture, okay, we'll read here Leviticus chapter 18, verse 3, or pardon me, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month. Okay, the first day of the month. Okay, sunset, the 7th, sunset, or sunset on the 7th to the 8th at sunset. Okay, that's the first day. In the first day of the month shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets and holy convocation. Okay, and it goes on in verse 25, ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yehovah. Okay, so with that being said, memorial blowing of trumpets falls on the first day. Okay, the first day being when? Again, you have to be repetitive. I apologize. However, it's just to hammer the point home. The first day of the 7th month, marking the memorial blowing of trumpets, began at sunset on the 7th, and it closed on sunset the 8th. That was the first day, right? Beginning the 7th month. Why? Because according to Enoch, if we pair everything together, or if we, match everything together or put everything together, all of these precepts, Enoch, the book of Leviticus, Exodus, so on and so forth, then we'll gain a comprehensive understanding. So we're looking at the slither here. You see the slither, first sign of light. This is the new moon. This shows you that this first sign of light marks the new moon. Okay, so it's just a bit of logic, right? We have a habit of doing after the manner of the heathen that are round about us. We know who celebrates the Sabbath on Saturday. Okay, no need to even go into that. However, it says here, Leviticus chapter 18, verse 3, after the doings of the land of Mitzrayim, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do, and after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, O Canaan, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Okay, Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 12, and ye shall know that I am Yehovah, for ye have not walked in my statutes, neither executed my judgments, but have done after the manners of the heathen that are round about you. Okay. So we have this habit of constantly doing after the manner of the heathen that are round about us. If they're telling us this lie, we already know who the Israelites are. Okay, haplotypes of E1B1A. Okay, now we have a somewhat of a thorough understanding of when the Sabbath ought to be. Okay, 7 days from the first day of the month. If the first day of the month began at sunset on the 7th and close on sunset the 8th, then we know that 7 days from there cannot mark Saturday, today. So our Sabbath would actually be when again? It would begin on the sunset of the 13th, that is Monday coming up, and close on the sunset of the 14th, that day being Tuesday. That would be the 7th day. Or in other words, according to the Most High, our Sabbath, our day of rest. Okay, remember these days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, these days are pagan days. Okay, they weren't in the scripture. And the Sabbath, what happened with the Sabbath, you'll learn in history that Hillel II, the president of the Sanhedrin, he caused the Sabbath to be affixed to the Saturday. Okay, so we'll explore that in another video. However, now, again, back to the fact of the matter, you know, your Saturday or your Sabbath, right? Not your Saturday, Salaki. Your Sabbath should be 7 days from your first day. Again, if you celebrated the memorial of blowing of trumpets, right, on the 7th and the 8th, then 7 days from there would be your Sabbath. Okay. Again, just to read the remaining scriptures that I have here. Numbers chapter 33, verse 55. But if ye will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes. Okay, right? Isn't what we do after the manner concerning the manner of the heathen, isn't that somewhat of a prick in our eyes and thorns in your sides? And these things, it says, and read on, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell. It's a vexation to do after the manner of the heathen. Okay, here's the last scripture, Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day. Okay, remember the Sabbath day to hallow it, to keep it holy. Okay, remember the Sabbath day to hallow it, to keep it holy. Okay, so that's all. This won't be a live stream. Those are just matters that I wanted to highlight. Okay, to better set us apart as the people of the Most High, right? We should be gaining knowledge. We should be going forward and gaining more knowledge, not regressing, not going backward. Okay, or even not staying stagnant, not staying in the same place as we once were. You know, none of us knew it all when we first came in the truth, or when we first acknowledged and became culturally convicted to our culture, our birthright. So again, it's not, it's just a short stream highlighting those things. Kal halal wa kabod wa tifarat la Yehwa Bashem Moshiach Yehoshua. Okay, Shalom Lekam.